May 12, 2012.
And so this is it. The Premier League discovers its champions today, the final day.
All Manchester United can do is to win and hope that Manchester City falter.
The rest is history. Manchester City won in the final seconds of extra time in what will undoubtedly go down as one of the most epic finishes in Premier League history. Sergio Aguero, meanwhile, will forever be remembered as the man who gave the citizens their first Premier League title. 10 years later, the Kun symbolises more than any other the rise of a club that has become a giant on the English and European stage. He has given as much pleasure to the country of football as he's taken in making the nets tremble and multiplying the smiles. But all good stories come to an end, and the 32-year-old Argentinian is no exception to this rule. At the end of his contract, he has decided to leave the Sky Blues. This news makes us a little nostalgic and does not necessarily make us any younger. But let's avoid these little details if you don't mind. Today, back to the one, the only, the timeless Sergio Aguero. But first of all, subscribe to Megafoot, the best of football in video. The year is 2008. Manchester City, bought by an investment fund from Abu Dhabi, had considerable financial resources at its disposal, allowing it to recruit ambitiously. Robinho, Patrick Vieira and Carlos Tevez were initially recruited. Edin Dzeko, Yaya Touré, David Silva and Mario Balotelli a few months later. The new owners are hitting hard and aiming to be one of the Premier League's strongest sides. A desire that will be fulfilled in 2011 by the recruitment of Sergio Aguero from Atletico Madrid.
L'état des lieux de City avant Agüero, c'est l'arrivée du Cheikh Mansour en 2008. On a connu au Paris Saint-Germain évidemment l'émergence du Qatar en 2012. Le Cheikh Mansour a commencé à faire des chèques où on pouvait en perdre Louis. Il y a eu Pablo Zabaleta, il y avait quelques joueurs. Lui représente la première arrivée d'un joueur entre guillemets catalogué nouveau riche, même si sur le papier il arrive de l'Atlético.
Considered one of the best forwards on the continent at the time, the Argentinian immediately proved the hopes placed in him by his coach Roberto Mancini. It's simple. For his first home game, the Etihad Stadium welcomed him like a star, and the latter is giving it back to them rather well. A brace and an assist, Aguero put in a top-class performance that earned him Man of the Match award. The tone was set, the machine is in motion. The striker was irresistible, scoring 22 league goals until that eternal spring afternoon. A final counter against Queen's Park Rangers at the end of the season, giving City the long-awaited crown and forcing many a vocal cord to transcend. A simple preface, to be followed by 4 other equally triumphant chapters, the last of which will be in 2021, to conclude the Aguero book at City as it began, in apotheosis. The 8 additional sub-chapters almost make his time in England even more special. Beyond the successes the little man of 1m73 will have on the basis of his first season, piled up the goals and linked the seasons at the end of the Citizen team with a remarkable regularity. It doesn't matter if he regularly had a competitor in his way who wanted to take his place. Coaches come and go, but Kun is always there, always performing as well as ever. Always happy to be able to torment opposing defences. From 2014 to 2018, he was the club's top scorer without question. In the end of his 10 years in the Premier League, Maradona's ex-son-in-law had only finished 3 of them with less than 20 goals and only 2, including the last one with less than 25 games played in the league. The incredible consistency makes him Man City's all-time top scorer and the 4th and 1st foreigner top scorer in the history of the Premier League.
Qu'est-ce qu'il va laisser comme trace ou qu'est-ce qu'il a apporté très clairement? Il a apporté 257, 260 buts, toutes compétitions confondues. Il a apporté d'être le 4e meilleur buteur en PL. Il a apporté qu'on pouvait être un petit neuf batailleur, plein d'abnégation. et être omnipotent et être dans l'inconscient des gens pendant plusieurs saisons, le meilleur neuf moderne de Premier League.
Although he seemed to be able to stand the test of time and be one of his team's most reliable assets, Aguero has lost some of his influence over the last few months. No, Gabriel Jesus did not take away his place as number 9, nor even his slight quarrels at the time with Pep Guardiola, a fan of the false 9 instead of the true attacker. No, it is indeed his repeated injuries that have gradually taken precedence over these celebrations. An ending as sad as the love story between the two parties was beautiful, but which in no way detracts from the indelible mark the Buenos Aires native left on England.
On va retenir le meilleur buteur des Citizens, on va retenir un joueur qui a permis à City de se mettre sur l'échiquier mondial. On va retenir un joueur qui, même s'il n'était pas dans le pattern, dans l'équation, dans le projet ultime Guardiola, était omnipotent et inamovible de par ses qualités.
Yes, Sergio Aguero has been one of the greatest strikers of the last decade, a man who has never stopped scoring hat-tricks and who has come of age over the years. Sometimes criticised for his ineffectiveness against the big teams or his lack of success with his national team, the Kun has had no trouble silencing the critics when they have come to his attention. For Citizens fans, Sergio Aguero will be remembered as the perfect striker. His speed from short range, his low centre of gravity, his hard-hitting shots, his ability to keep the ball in tight spaces, his relentless appeals, and his passing game will have delighted his teammates and fans of beautiful football in general.
Par rapport à ses facultés, ça a été un joueur immense. Moi, à un moment, je me suis dit, mais il y a aucun mec qui lui arrive à la cheville. C'était il y a quelques saisons déjà. Entre 2012 et 2016, Kun est le neuf le plus constant d'Europe.
Sergio Aguero will forever be a Sky Blues legend, and to ensure that the memory of his time at the club lives on, the club has already planned to honour the striker with a statue of him, as well as a mosaic dedicated to him and permanently installed at the City Football Academy. A tribute that is simply as big as the footballer, enormous. Where do you rank Sergio Aguero in the hierarchy of the best strikers in the history of the Premier League? Tell us what you think in the comments, and if you liked it, do not hesitate to talk about our channel around you, to like it and to share it.